What actually makes parenting easier? 10 things that do. Parenting has never had more advice attached to it than it does right now. Books, podcasts, experts, short videos, endless opinions. And yet, despite all this information, most parents feel more overwhelmed than ever. Rates of parental burnout have increased significantly in the last decade. Not because parents care less, but because expectations have quietly multiplied. Be present. Be patient. Be productive. Be healthy. Be emotionally available at all times. It is exhausting. So the real question is not how to be a better parent. The real question is what actually makes parenting easier in real life. Not perfect, not aesthetic, easier. These are the things that genuinely reduce friction inside a home. Clear family rhythms. Children thrive on predictability more than stimulation. When the day has a loose but reliable rhythm, resistance decreases. Wake-up routines that follow the same order. A consistent dinner window. A stable bedtime process. Research in child psychology shows that predictable patterns reduce anxiety and behavioral outbursts because the brain does not have to constantly scan for what happens next. When children know what to expect, they cooperate more. For parents, rhythm eliminates constant explaining and negotiating. Instead of repeating instructions, the routine carries the expectation. It removes dozens of micro-conflicts each day. That alone lightens the emotional load significantly. Lowering the volume of decisions. Decision fatigue is real. Studies show that the quality of decisions declines after prolonged decision-making. Parenting requires thousands of small choices daily. What to wear, what to eat, how to respond, where to go. Reducing unnecessary options makes parenting easier immediately. Fewer toy choices visible at once, limited snack options, rotating meals, even simplifying clothing choices cuts down arguments. When there are fewer options, there are fewer debates. Fewer debates mean less energy drained. It is not about restriction. It is about reducing mental clutter so energy can be spent where it actually matters. Teaching skills instead of reacting to behavior. It is easy to correct behavior in the moment. It is harder, but far more effective to teach skills proactively. Emotional regulation, problem solving, communication. Research consistently shows that children act out when they lack the skills to manage frustration or express needs clearly. When parents shift from punishment to skill building, long-term conflict decreases. That might look like practicing how to calm down before the next meltdown happens, or role-playing how to ask for help. Teaching takes effort up front, but it reduces repeated behavioral cycles. Over time, fewer explosions occur because children have tools to manage themselves. Protecting parental energy. Parenting becomes harder when the parent is depleted. Sleep deprivation alone affects patience, reaction time, and emotional control. Protecting sleep as much as possible changes everything. So does building small recovery pockets into the week. Even short periods of uninterrupted time restore cognitive function. Research on stress shows that recovery time is essential for maintaining emotional regulation. When a parent is rested and regulated, discipline feels calmer and more consistent. Energy protection is not selfish, it is strategic. A regulated parent creates a regulated environment. Clear boundaries without excess explanation. Over-explaining rules often invites negotiation. Children feel safer when boundaries are clear and consistent. Studies on authoritative parenting styles show that warmth combined with firm limits leads to better outcomes in emotional development and cooperation. Parenting becomes easier when expectations are stated once and followed through calmly. Repeating warnings drains energy. Consistency reduces repetition. Children learn faster when boundaries are stable. That stability reduces power struggles. Less arguing means more peace. Shared responsibility in the household. Many parents carry the invisible weight of everything. But children who participate in household tasks develop responsibility and competence. Research from long-term family studies indicates that children who regularly contribute to chores are more independent as adults. Involving them early simplifies parenting later. Even small tasks like putting away laundry or clearing plates create ownership. It shifts the dynamic from parent versus child to team. When the home runs as a shared system rather than a service model, resentment decreases. Parenting feels lighter when everyone contributes. Focusing on connection before correction. Behavior improves when connection is strong. Neuroscience research explains that children cooperate more when they feel emotionally secure. A few minutes of undivided attention can prevent attention-seeking behavior later. That attention does not need to be elaborate. Sitting and listening. Playing briefly. Making eye contact during conversation. When children feel seen, they push less for negative attention. This reduces daily conflicts dramatically. Correction works better after connection. Skipping connection often leads to repeated correction. Strengthening that foundation makes everything smoother. Letting go of comparison. Comparison quietly complicates parenting. Seeing curated snapshots of other families can create unrealistic standards. Studies link social comparison to increased stress and decreased parental satisfaction. Parenting becomes easier when success is defined internally instead of socially. A peaceful evening at home might be more valuable than an impressive outing. Children benefit more from emotionally stable parents than from elaborate experiences. Releasing comparison reduces pressure. Reduced pressure improves patience. And patience improves the overall atmosphere of the home. Creating simple systems. Systems remove the need for constant motivation. A designated spot for backpacks. A weekly meal plan. A shared family calendar. Systems work because they reduce memory load. The brain functions better when external supports exist. Research in cognitive science confirms that external organization tools improve efficiency and reduce stress. Parenting feels chaotic when everything relies on memory and last-minute effort. Systems create predictability. Predictability builds calm. Calm spreads throughout the household. Accepting imperfection as normal. Perfectionism increases parental burnout significantly. Studies show that parents who hold unrealistically high standards experience more stress and less satisfaction. Accepting that some days will be messy reduces internal conflict. A child having a hard day does not mean failure. A quick dinner does not mean neglect. A missed activity does not mean damage. When imperfection is normalized, recovery is faster. Instead of spiraling into self-criticism, the focus shifts to adjustment. That flexibility makes parenting sustainable long-term. Modeling the behavior you want to see. Children absorb far more from observation than instruction. Research in developmental psychology consistently shows that modeling is one of the most powerful teaching tools in parenting. When parents regulate their own emotions out loud, solve problems calmly, apologize when wrong, and handle stress with steadiness, children internalize those patterns. This reduces the need for constant correction because expectations are demonstrated rather than repeatedly explained. If respectful communication is modeled daily, children mirror it over time. If frustration is handled without yelling, they learn alternative responses. Parenting does not become easy because children stop needing guidance. It becomes easier when friction decreases, when decisions are simplified, when systems replace chaos, when connection strengthens cooperation, when expectations align with reality. Each of these shifts removes invisible weight from daily life. None require becoming a different person. They require adjusting the structure around the family. If even one of these ideas resonated, implement it this week. Observe the difference. Parenting will always require effort, but it does not have to feel like constant strain. If this brought clarity or relief, like this video so it reaches more parents navigating the same challenges. Subscribe for practical systems and grounded strategies that make family life more manageable. Share in the comments what has made parenting easier in your home. Conversations like this help build realistic support, not pressure.